Welcome to STM's annual Camp Frankfurt conference. It's my very great pleasure to introduce our newly re-elected chair for this coming year, Jane Marks of Wolters Kluwer Health.
Good morning, everyone. It's wonderful to see so many of you here. Every year it seems we have more and more, and this year we do have more and more. The number of tables gets less and less and chairs get more, but it is fantastic to see such a big group of people at our annual meeting. I have a lot of thank yous and a lot of things to tell you, so I will try and go through my notes and make sure I don't forget anything. First of all, we have an app. We have an STM events app. So if any of you have not yet found it, you can go and find it on Google Play or on the Apple Store. It's free. You can download it. It tells you everything you need to know about the event today. I really want to thank our sponsors right up front. I want to thank our sponsors for today. We have, again, a record number of sponsors. I'm going to go through them very quickly. Samsung is our platinum sponsor this year, and in addition to being here and having some of their products on display, they are going to give a talk here at 12:45 in this room, if anybody's interested in finding out a bit more about what they're doing. We also have a business card drop at the front desk, so if you want to put your business card in there, there will be a draw at the end of the day for one of their tablet devices. Other sponsors, which I must not forget, the Great Breakfast from CCC, thank you to them. And the Members Forum, please stay if you're a member. For the Members Forum, later on this afternoon, we have a meeting at 4:15, and then drinks afterwards, that's sponsored by Hindawi. Other sponsors are MPS, Aries, Advantage, Atipon, Access Innovations. Elsevier and Wiley have sponsored the session we have this afternoon with the early career researchers. We have Crossref, OCLC, Scopy Knowledge Centre, and Hindawi I mentioned earlier. So huge thank you to all our sponsors for today. Other important things to know, the Wi-Fi details are on a piece of paper that you'll see around the room. And our Twitter hashtag is there. So for those of you who are tweeting, it's hashtag STM Frankfurt. Please keep this a lively session because it really does bring the word of what we're doing here out to the wider world. And we'll learn more about that in the social media session later. So the whole day really revolves around, in many ways, around digital and how the world's changing. And so I suppose it's not surprising that as we move more and more into this digital and mobile world, we're also here in the shadow of seeing one of the last big print distributors going under. So the world really, really is changing now. We have a lively program for you. We're actually going to hear, as I mentioned earlier, from some early career researchers telling us how they like to work today and really what they want from us. And I think that is going to give us some ideas of how we need to adapt and evolve going forward. We have the session this morning on social media. I hope you'll all enjoy that one. And we have some insights from a librarian on open access. And he tells me he's not going to upset us, which will be very nice. And I'm really looking forward to hearing Rick's session on open access. I think, all joking aside, I think it's been as hard for librarians as it's been for us to adjust. But we're all now moving into a new world. But first and foremost, it is my huge pleasure to introduce Kathy Wolf, who is our plenary speaker today. The reason why it's such a huge pleasure is Kathy is my boss, and I've had the real pleasure of working with her now for a couple of years in Wolters Kluwer. She came to us from a different part of the industry. She's been in Wolters Kluwer, she's been in publishing for a long time, but she comes from tax and accounting, but has seen all of these different industries, different parts of publishing go through the digital transformation, and in fact launched her first digital product in 1996, just really as the internet was getting going in terms of commercial outreach. So Kathy came into Wolters Kluwer Health almost 2 years ago and really took a look. It was an opportunity for those of us who've been in more traditional STM publishing for a long time, to see what we look like through the eyes of somebody who isn't as familiar with what we do. It's been very interesting actually questioning, why do we do this? How do we do this? How can we do this better and differently? So she's going to give us today her perspectives on how clinicians really work with digital media and how they work with publishing and want information. So Kathy, I'm delighted to welcome you to the platform.